Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Prospects Show 101. My name is Chris Robbins. Today we have both,
Braden
and Carson.
and we're going to be doing a pre-combine group mock. So basically how this is going to work is we're going to go through each team, and then two of us are going to give our initial thoughts, and then if we disagree, the third person is going to come in and tie break. And we're each going to control, or rather select, for our own favorite teams. So I'm going to be the Lions at 20. Brain will do the Broncos at 5. And then with Carson being both the Bills and Texans fan, he will get 21 and 22 because the Texans don't have a first rounder.
I want to
So,
create this mock. No trades, by the way.
oh, yep, of course, no trades for this one at least. Maybe the day before the draft we'll do a trade mock. Maybe. Um,
And I'm also gonna make this on mockout. I'm just gonna make one on mockout so we can post it wherever we want afterwards, just so it's like on a
yeah,
visual
yep, of
reference.
course. Yeah, for the LDT people, you guys will see that in the group. So, also, we are assuming that Kirk Cousins goes to the Broncos for this. So if you guys are wondering why Braden might pass on QB or how that affects where other quarterbacks end up landing, we do have Kirk Cousins to Denver. I think that that's the only notable free agency signing that we're doing. But
I don't see Le'Veon Bell going anywhere else.
I think he gets tagged and or retires, but we'll see. So. Yeah. You guys ready to just
He
get right
better
into
not
this?
retire because his rap. He better not retire to make a rap to do a rap career because his rapping sucks.
Apparently, he doesn't want to play on the tag, but we'll figure that out sooner or later. Whoops. Oh, crap. Okay, well, I just messed up all the numbering. Oh, well. Anyway, with that, you guys ready to just get started with this?
Mhm.
Cool. So, we have decided the order for the tiebreakers is going to be Braden, Carson, and then me. So, Carson, do you want to start with number one?
Number one, I have the Browns taking Sam Darnold, quarterback from USC.
Alright. Yep, I will agree with that. It's, I think, quite obvious to me at this point, unless they go with Allen. Brain, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. It didn't matter what you said, Chris. I would have gone with Darnold.
Yeah.
So this was a unanimous pick.
Nice. Number two. Brain, you want to start first here?
Why don't we go with the other California quarterback, Josh Rosen.
Okay.
Josh Rosen wants to be in New York. New York could pick him, sit him behind a year behind Eli Manning, although he doesn't necessarily need it.
Yeah, I can see that. Honestly, I'm going to be pretty loose with these myself. I think the interesting picks will be one on tiebreaker, because I think you guys will disagree more with each other than with me. But yeah, I don't really see any reason why not. Carson, your thoughts on Rosen to New York?
That's what I have. Yep. If he's there, the Giants should pick him.
Let me just add teams in here so it'll go away.
Although if I was the Browns, I'd take Mayfield number one because that's what I would do. But I'm not hard to be an NFL GM. Although some of the Cleveland Browns GMs shouldn't really be hired anyway.
I mean, they have
Cool.
Josie now, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're doing a good job now.
Yeah, they actually have a good front offense. It's just they need
Yeah.
a better coach.
Cool.
I'd like to see
So,
what he can do with the quarterback, and then they might actually be able to do something good.
yep.
The thing is, whatever quarterback goes into Cleveland actually has a good offensive line.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Not many
interesting.
weapons though.
I mean, Corey Coleman is good. If Josh Gordon plays like he did before the suspensions and how he played the last part of last season, I think he could be pretty good. So they mainly need a running back for a weapon, I'd say.
Cool. So, Carson, what about you for Indy?
I have the Colts taking Bradley Chubb, defensive end from NC State. I think that's a big need now, especially since they switched to the 4-3.
Cool, Brain.
Yeah, I have the same. I have the same thing.
Interesting. My luck is going to be quite different than your guys. This
Cleveland at number 4. Chris, what do you have?
I'm going to be obvious here. I'm going to start with Minka. Just feels like it's the Cleveland thing to do.
Carson?
I have the Browns taking Saquon Barkley, get that running back weapon for the new quarterback coming in, turn it into a pretty good offense.
Cool. I'll go with Saquon. I really don't care.
So we actually have to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'll just be fine with Saquon.
Alright. Never mind then.
Alright, 5 is Denver. Braden, who you got?
Quentin
nope.
Nelson.
Nope. Okay. So boring. You take him like every mock.
Well, you can't argue with getting the best part of the draft at number 5.
I'm just actually gonna put, oh wow. 6 Jets.
Oh. I have Josh Allen. I would have Josh
Ooh.
Allen in this scenario. Because I think he is the quarterback the Jets want. Right now, a big arm, big high potential, big arm quarterback. Maybe with less concerns than Mayfield, considering he's technically going to New Jersey, but New York, same difference.
Alright, I have Baker Mayfield to the Jets.
Jets would be smart they take Mayfield, but I think they'll go Allen.
So, Carson, what do you think? Baker or Allen?
Josh Allen.
Oh, oops. QB. Right. 7. Oh, 7 is Tampa.
All right, so Minka's still on the board, right?
Yes.
Minka
hold on.
Fitzpatrick.
Actually, let me. I forgot to do this. There we go. That should be easier for you guys. Alright, Braden.
I'm the tiebreaker for this.
Yeah, I skipped one because we did Denver.
Oh. Yeah, Minka's fine.
Okay. Would definitely be a great addition to their defense.
There's one more defensive back.
Alright, 8. We have the Chicago Bears.
I have them taking Calvin Ridley.
Me too. I don't know if I'm a tiebreaker for this one.
Alrighty, actually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put L-C-A-C-H and then B-C-A-C-H. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I would have gone Ridley. So
and we'll move down later. Alright, next at 9 we have the 49ers.
could be the Raiders, but coin flip. But
Alright, well, in Mockout, they have the Niners at 9. So,
Yeah.
that's what we're going with. Braden, you want to go first?
I want to see what you have.
Okay,
'Cause I think
I'm gonna throw out trimming onions.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
put them in. That's what I was gonna go with. Because they need a linebacker, considering Reuben Foster is an idiot.
They could also go secondary. I think Denzel Ward's in play there.
This was a deep corner class, though, so I think a 4-3 outside linebacker would be a better selection.
Alright, 10, we have the Oakland Raiders. Carson, you want to go first for this one?
I have the Raiders taking Roquan Smith, linebacker from Georgia.
Brady?
I have them taking Denzel Ward from Ohio State.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with Roquan here. I don't see any corners being top 10 pick. If Lattimore didn't go top 10 last year, no one's gonna go top 10 this year. Roquan Smith, LV.
I don't think one went top 10 last year. Lattimore went 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Lattimore didn't go top 10 last year, then Ward shouldn't go top 10 this year. He's not any better. He's probably not near as good as Marshawn is. LB. 11, we have the Miami Dolphins. Carson, you want to start with this one? Because honestly, I don't really have any idea.
Ooh, okay. Edmonds is gone, so that's who I have in my mock. But let's go with Connor Williams. Could play guard or tackle.
Okay. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, that's who I have in my mock.
I normally try and give them Nelson because their guard situation is abysmal. But with
he
him
ain't
already
there.
long gone, I'll just say OL, or actually Texas. Alright, 12 is the Cincinnati Bungles. Normally this would be Keegan, but he doesn't do Skype. So
Also, y'all never heard of him. Shout out to Keegan. He makes our bomb ass
thumbnails.
thumbnails.
Yes. Definitely.
Y'all need it. Man, yeah, he's really look for him to do stuff like that in the future. My man is really talented.
So, Brandon, would you actually like to start?
Sure. I have Orlando Brown out of Oklahoma. He can be their replacement for Whitworth, big tackle, kind of an Eric Flowers type, but I think he'll be better. I think he could be their heir to Whitworth, since Whitworth went to LA.
I'm gonna go a little bit off the table here, and go with my first surprise pick. I'm gonna go with Vita Vea. I think that getting someone in that defensive line next to Geno Atkins would be quite interesting, especially with Terrell Austin going over there. So, Carson, this one's you.
So I have to pick Orlando or Vea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can throw out your own name.
Okay. Well, I'll settle the tiebreaker, but I'll also throw out my own name.
Okay.
When you come up to your own name, we may change our mind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, here, with Williams being gone, that's who I have. But I could see someone like McGlinchey or Derwin James. Probably Derwin James.
Derwin. Ooh, I like that. Let's go with Derwin.
All right.
Safety. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, Carson, how about you start this? This is 13. Which
Redskins.
is, yes, Washington.
All right. Here, I have the Redskins taking Dayron Payne, defense tackle from Alabama, to pair back up with Jonathan Allen.
Braden?
I have Vita Vey from Washington. I think Allen is a defensive end, but Vita Vey is the nose tackle that they need in their V4 in their 3-4. So I think he'll be a good fit there.
I
Sorry
really
for my
don't.
slurring. I had a brace. My braces got adjusted, so
I really don't like pain at all. So yeah, that's not a thing. 14 is the Packers. Carson, you start.
I have the Packers taking Marcus Davenport, defensive ends from Texas San Antonio.
Cool. Marcus Davenport. That is good with me. From UTSA.
edge.
Edge? Okay, cool. Brain, just throw your thoughts out there.
In
on the
my
Packers
mock, I
pick.
have him taking Roquan Smith, but I think another Roquan Smith. Not that they're the same player, but same position as Rashawn Evans.
Oh man, that would suck. Alright, alright, 15 is the Cardinals. I'm gonna just throw out Lamar from the start.
I'm gonna go with the other quarterback available. I'm gonna go Baker.
Baker.
Okay.
Lamar will go in this first round. Man, imagine getting the best quarterback in the draft at 15. That's a good deal for Arizona.
Alright. Next is 16, which is the Ravens. So Brain, how about you start this one?
Christian Kirk from Texas A&M. I don't think he's necessarily worth it, but I think they may reach a bit for a receiver that they desperately need since Landry got tagged.
Carson?
I think the Ravens go Cortland Sutton here.
I'm fine with Sutton.
Okay.
I think they're both in that same range, so I think that's fine.
Where's he from?
SMU.
Thank you. Alright, 17 is the Chargers. So I'm gonna throw more research out there for them.
You can put him in because he's going to win the tiebreaker. Carson, sorry to steal your thunder, Carson, but who do you
Okay,
have?
yeah, who do you have, Carson?
I have Vita Vea there. He's gone,
gone.
so Payne would have been my next choice.
Yeah, I would
Not,
have.
I don't like Payne, but he's gonna go high. So I think he's gonna go ahead of Hurst.
Yeah, I would have. I have Hurst in my personal mock, so I think that he would have won the tiebreaker unless you came up with somebody that's really interesting.
Alright, 18, Seattle. I'm gonna go first here again, and I'm gonna throw Darius Geist out there. So bring you up.
This may be a bit of a reach, but I think they're gonna go Martinez Rankin.
Okay.
He fits their zone scheme that they run. They run a zone scheme which he fits very well. They need a tackle. He can play both right or left tackle, whichever they need, with whether Dwayne Brown decides to retire or not. I think
surprisingly, I've heard teams see Rankin as a dart or even a center.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's weird, but I'll settle the tiebreaker here. I'll go with Geis, even though my personal pick is McCluskey.
Okay, yeah, I may as well put him in there. Because I really don't care.
that's fine, actually. I don't see Rankin as a guard, to be honest, but all right.
I don't either.
It
I
has
see
to
him as
deal
a
with
tackle.
it has to deal with movement skills. Apparently, there's projecting he's going to test out really bad at Indy as far as skills go, and that's going to result in him not being a tackle as far as like being able to steal the edge. I don't buy it, but I guess we'll see. So next we have the Cowboys. I'm going to throw out a name that actually Rush put out there. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I'm tiebreaker. When you guys start.
Taven Bryan.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Let's see. They need defense tackle, right? All right. Daron
Uh,
Payne.
they don't actually, might not need defensive tackle. It depends on who they tag. If they tag Irving, they'll need end. If they tag Lawrence, they'll need DT.
Couldn't they transition tag one and franchise the other?
Transition tag, I thought, was like RFA.
Alright.
Yeah, Derwin's off the board. He's my pick in my mock, but yeah, I'll go with Payne.
Okay, so between the two, I would probably go with. Brian, who did you say again? Sorry, short-term memory.
Taven Bryan.
Alright, yeah, I actually like Brian more than Payne. But the name that I actually have going there is Will Hernandez.
Ooh. That actually could be interesting.
So, yeah, definitely a bit different, but yeah.
That pick, we don't know what that pick will be yet for a minute, for a little bit.
What? I'll just go with that one alone. DT. Lions. A bit interesting here. Not really a obvious choice in a lot of ways. Some people would say Dice, some people Landry, some people think that for some reason we need cornerback. No. We don't need a wide receiver. I'm gonna save my own mock pick for when I do my mock. I'm gonna take the easy way out here and go with Billy Price. The center, well, I'm IOL from Ohio State. So while we're here, I'm pretty sure you guys both have Landry, but talk about it. Because I don't like Landry fit.
Now I have Landry Carson.
I actually have Geis, but Landry's also right there. It's gonna be one of those two, I think.
Oh boy. Okay.
I know you hate that, Chris, but I saw what Quinn said and just helped me like push it over the edge.
Yeah. Now, see, for me, I also saw a lot of that, and basically, from everything that he said, protecting Stafford is priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had easily the worst offensive line in football last year. For those of you guys who didn't see Lions preview, we talked about that. We were abysmal in basically every position except for one. I think the one was Taylor Decker. And from what we can tell, the offensive line is being completely overhauled. We brought in 5 new offensive line coaches. We brought in Patricia. We brought in Jeff Davidson. We brought in a ground game coordinator dude person. We brought in assistant offensive line coach. I know we brought in some film analyst dude to work with the offensive line. So offensive line is very clearly the first priority of this team this offseason. And until we actually sign Justin Pugh, which is supposedly our top target, I'm going to keep knocking OL to the Lions at 20. So Carson, you're up with the 2 Bills pick.
All right, 21, Lamar Jackson. The Bills finally get their franchise quarterbacks for the first time since Flutie. R. Kelly, whichever one you want to say.
You almost put in W for that's hilarious.
For what?
You put Lamar and then you like LOU and then W like you're trying to type out receiver.
Oh, no, I was trying to type the S for LOUIS, but I changed my mind. So, Brain, do you want to give your thoughts on Lamar 21, or do you want to just skip ahead?
Just skip ahead.
Cool. So, Carson 22?
All right, well, my top 3 defensive tackles are off the board. But so I'll go with Daron Payne at 22.
Fine.
I think that's who the Bills would take if he's there. Even possibly over Vea, but Vea or
Yes,
Payne
yeah.
are the top two for the Bills.
I don't think they last that long.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Alright. So we're back to the top here. If one of you guys knows who 23 is, you can start.
Rams.
Okay.
So do we have any corners off the board?
No.
Not yet. Just Derwin if you consider him a corner, or Minka if you consider him a corner.
That's a no to both of them. So I think Denzel Ward goes ahead of Josh Jackson, even though I have Jackson higher on my board. But so Denzel Ward to the Rams here.
Yep. I have to agree with you on that. I really don't like Josh Jackson as much as the general media does. Weak physical corner. Just not really that much of a fan. So 24 is Carolina. Brain.
In my mock, I have him taking Derwin James, but he is long, long gone. So I think I don't really, not really too familiar what they need. I know they need a safety, so maybe like
Safety,
Ronnie Harrison to Sean Elliott.
Safety,
wide receiver,
offensive guard, receiver, running
How about
back.
Will Hernandez?
Fine.
Will Hernandez is also my pick.
He's from UTSA too, right?
UTEP.
No, UTEP.
UTEP.
25 is. I can get back
Tennessee.
up there. Okay, Titans. When you guys start.
I have Harold Landry here.
Okay, Brain.
I have this guy going to the Rams in my mock, but how about Isaiah Oliver from Colorado?
They just took it away last year, though. I'll go with Landry. BC. I'll just call him Edge. 26 is the Atlanta Falcons. Who's the best DC left?
Harrison Phillips.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
Okay. I don't think
What else do they need?
I don't think they go guard. Not quarterback, not running back, not really wide receiver. Defensive tackle is the big one. If they trade Des Schufant, they could go with a corner. Safety, I guess, if they lose out on bringing Ricardo Allen back, I guess. But yeah, their clear number one need is DT. There's not really anything else up there.
Yeah, but is Harrison Phillips really a first round guy though?
For the Falcons, yeah. Ding always talks about Sarv.
What's their guard situation like?
Not great, but their front office doesn't value taking a guard in the first round. Especially given who's there after Landry and Price and Nelson. I mean, you could go with Isaiah Wynn, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I just can't put Harrison Phillips in round one.
Alright, so bring your tiebreaker.
Phillips.
He's from Stanford. AT. Alright, 27 is the Saints. Man, I don't really know what they're looking at either. Braden, you have any thoughts? I'm gonna look some of these guys up.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Sean Elliott, no, they don't really need a DB, do they? Josh
I have-
Jackson?
I have Rashawn Evans.
Yeah, I have Rashawn Evans too.
Man, that would be sick.
No, we should go with Jefferson just to piss off one person.
Alrighty, 28 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. When do y'all start?
Well, I'll say Josh Jackson here.
Okay, Braden?
Josh Jackson. I don't have him. Yeah, Josh Jackson's fine.
Alrighty, 29 is
Jags.
the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I think their obvious need is quarterback, but at this point all 5 of them are gone. So I'm gonna throw Anthony Miller out there, wide receiver.
I think they go tight end.
In the first?
Yeah, I think so. I
What?
think one tight end's going to sneak into the first.
Who though? I don't really see it yet.
I don't either, but I think one will go in there. But I don't really know who. Right now, I have Mark Andrews, but so I'll say Mark Andrews.
Okay, Braden?
Yeah, I have Mark Andrews too.
Oh my gosh, okay. I saw a thing yesterday saying that teams viewed him was like a 3rd or 4th rounder. So it's a bit interesting. But... Alrighty then. 30, we have the Minnesota Vikings. So they're another one of those teams that could go O-line. So I'll put Isaiah Wynn.
That's fine.
Yep.
From Georgia. 31 is, of course, the New England Patriots. When do y'all start?
I have Arden T here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's probably the main edge available. So yeah, Arden Key works.
Okay. He's just Arden Key to the Pats. Alrighty then. And finally, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. So, yeah, their only real need is like traditional linebacker at this point.
Who's the best offensive tackle available?
Orlando Brown.
I thought Orlando went 12. Oh no, we went Derwin. So is Orlando available?
Orlando Brown is there. Rankin is there, I believe.
I think they go Orlando Brown.
Yeah, Brown is there, Rankin's there, Miller's there, Marco Jones, O'Neal, Tyrell Crosby. A whole bunch of people. Braden, what do you have?
I have Malik Jefferson.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
They like really need a linebacker. So Texas LB. Cool. So there is our mock In summary, Donald Rosen, Chubb, Barkley, Nelson, Allen, Fitzpatrick, Ridley, Edmonds, Roquan, Connor Williams, James, Vea, Davenport, Mayfield, Sutton, Hurst, McGlinchey, Bryan, Price, Jackson, Payne, Ward, Hernandez, Landry, Phillips, Rashawn Evans, Josh Jackson, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Wynn, Arnke, and Malik Jefferson. Going back through this, other than your own team's picks, what is, in your opinion, the best fit? We'll start with Braden. We'll go in the same order as tiebreakers.
Best fit, I'd probably say Connor Williams to Miami.
Oh, okay. And you're using what?
He can play either guard or tackle depending on what they want to do with Tunsil. I think whatever he'll do, he can do whatever they want. So I think it'll be a good pick. So they can pick him, and then he can play wherever they need him to play.
Okay. Carson, what about you?
I like Bradley Chubb to the Colts or Quentin Nelson to the Broncos.
Okay, interesting.
Though Nelson and Bowles left side would be really fun in Denver.
Nice.
I agree with you.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one interesting pick that might go a little underrated here is Derwin. In Detroit, TA didn't really have a strong safety, but he did use that hybrid role type linebacker with Miles Killebrew. So it could really be a quite interesting fit there with TA and that new defensive system is going to bring to Cincy. Again, outside of our own picks, because I don't really think we're going to say our own picks to answer this question, what do you guys think is the worst fit in this mock? Carson, we'll start with you this time.
He probably wants to go. He probably wants to say Daron Payne.
Oh, I think he'd fit well in Buffalo though, but not that I like him or anything, but he'd probably be a good fit. I don't know, maybe Malik Jefferson to the Eagles. Yeah, they need a linebacker, but I don't like Malik as a first rounder. Or Harrison Phillips, even though he might fit well. I don't know, those just seem like kind of odd to me.
Okay. I think the one that really stands out to me is Courtland Sutton. I just don't see it. I mean, he's tall and big, but that's about it. I mean, in today's modern NFL, you need to be able to run routes, you need to be able to have hands, you need to be able to be productive. And he's simply...
Well, I mean, John Ross went top 10 last year, and he had none of those things. Heck, he wasn't even tall.
Because he was fast and could run routes. I mean, you can still throw the ball down the field if you have hands. You can still get open and create separation with hands, or with feet. I mean, he was at least worth a first rounder. I don't
No,
think
he wasn't.
That's anything. Brain, you're up.
Probably Arden Key. I mean,
yeah,
I don't see him as a player Belichick would. The only reason I put him there is because he's the only good, really edge player left. But I don't think he'd fit really well with Belichick because he's low motor, inconsistent. Two things Belichick really, 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 really does not like.
Yep. Next question is, off the top of your guys' head, I can throw out a few names because I'm going to start with this one. What guy that we did not have do you think is most likely to go in the first? So a couple of names to keep in mind, maybe Deshaun Elliott, Anthony Miller, Christian Kirk, I don't think we had going round one.
Isaiah Oliver
is one. Ronald Jones, maybe. Jair Alexander, James Washington, Dante Jackson, Lorenzo Carter, Leighton Van Der Esch, Ronnie Harrison, Braden Smith, Jose Baronquo. Pretty much a lot of the main ones I can think of. Mason Rudolph. Braden, you want to...
If Mason Rudolph, if someone actually takes Mason Rudolph as their first rounder, they should be like, their whole organization should just fold for idiocity.
Okay, well, I mean, this isn't like asking who you don't think out of those guys should go. This is asking who you do think out of those guys should go.
I don't think he'll go round one.
Who?
Rudolph.
Oh, okay. Anyone else then that you actually like have a first round grade on that didn't go in the first?
Isaiah Oliver.
Why so?
I mean, he can play both inside. He can play both outside and in the slot. He's a good tackler when he wants to. He can play the ball well. Sorry.
Okay. Carson?
The one guy that I don't see getting out of round one that we didn't have there is Orlando Brown. I don't think he should go round one, but I don't think there's any way he gets out of round one. I also like the Isaiah Oliver. I think he sneaks into the first round. I actually have him as the second best corner in the draft.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. So what do you like about Brown?
Well, Brown, he's humongous, as you can tell, 6'8", 345. He's strong as an ox. He can one light punch for him, and he could be on the ground. I mean, the problem with him is he's too big. Sometimes it can limit his athletic ability, and he'll be kind of slow pulling and stuff, and kind of clunky.
Skipper issue last year.
Mm-hmm. So the reason why he's limited athletically is the reason why I have a mid-second on him. But, he's got potential and everything. He's got amazing strength, but I don't think he gets out of round one. There's talk about him. I've seen a lot of mocks have him number 12 to the Bengals, so I don't think he gets out of round one.
Nice. So, just an overall summary on this so far. Is there anything else that really stands out to you guys that's notable that you'd like to throw out? Braden, we'll start with you.
It has nothing to do with the mock, but I'm surprised with how much we agreed with each other.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was pretty loose because I'm kind of saving some of my picks for my own mock. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a little bit more agreeable than I probably normally would be. And I think part of that too is the combine hasn't occurred yet, and so right now there's a bit more separation based on film. And a little bit of projection in there too, based on what, at least for me, what's going to go down in Indy. Kirsten, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to think what the teams would do, not necessarily put my rankings or anything.
So do you think there's any more reason why we might have been more agreeable than normal? Or is that something that you would disagree with?
I think maybe just we're kind of thinking on the same line about what these teams may do. I think that's still maybe a reason why we agreed so much. I was surprised how much we agreed.
Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. Let's go a little bit more into positions. Is there any particular position that you felt that all of us maybe overvalued or overlooked? one way or another? Carson?
Maybe defensive tackle over not overlooked, but yeah, two. I think there was 5 we had in there. That just seems like a lot for me. I do have 4, but I have them a little bit lower, and I don't have Harrison Phillips in there.
Okay. Braden?
I think we undervalued corners
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
because we had 2 corners go like in the mid-20s,
And that was it. Yeah.
and that was
Unless you
it. I
consider
think we
Minka a corner.
undervalued corners.
Yeah, part of that was probably me too. Because honestly, there were like a few options or a few opportunities to get corners a lot higher. I kind of shut that down. So part of that is my fault. I honestly just don't really like Josh Jackson, and he was like really higher on your guys' board, so it just didn't really work out that well, I guess. I think the one thing that stood out to me was probably the hybrid guys and the versatile players. A lot of the guys that ended up going higher were pretty versatile. You have like the Edmonds of the world going top 10. You have Derwin in 12. Vea was kind of versatile in your scheme at 13. Davenport can play OLB or DE at 14. Hurst can play in either scheme. Tim and Bryan can technically play 3-4 under 4-3 tackle, 3 tech. Billy Price can play across the board in IOL. Jerome Payne. Hero Landry can play 4-3 under 3-4 OLB. Rashawn Evans can play inside or outside linebacker. There were really a lot of guys that could play a lot of spots that ended up going early. Isaiah Wynn, Arden Key, Willie Jefferson. So I think that we've really did a nice job of getting those versatile players in their proper spots. Is there anyone that you think has the most success to play multiple positions in the NFL?
Probably Minka Fitzpatrick.
Nice. Why so? What do you like about him?
Well, I mean, he played 2 positions at Alabama. He played safety last year and like nickel, and this season, like he can do both things. I think he'll be more of a safety, but he can definitely do both things.
All right, Carson, your thoughts on that?
A couple guys I like are Odebanaya Okoronkwo. I think he could be good at 4-3 defensive end and 3-4 outside linebacker.
Nice.
And also a sleeper I'm going to throw in there. Maybe some people don't think so much. Derwin James.
Yep.
Strong safety. I think he has potential to play free safety. If he gets a little bit bigger, you could even throw him at outside linebacker. Yeah. Maybe possibly corner if you have nickel. A big enough need.
For sure. Yeah, I actually like him in nickel at 20. If he lasted that far, he probably would have been my pick. Plays that nice hybrid role. A lot of teams are starting to get into. Another guy I'll throw out there that I'm rising on, I know that nationally he's kind of falling a little bit, which is kind of nice, not gonna lie, is Hercules Mataafa. He kind of reminds me of AJ Dewey in a lot of ways. Has the ability to play possibly all front 7 spots, 1 tech, 3 tech, open, closed, edge, joker, Sam, Will, even Mike, I would say, if you want to put him there, if he can develop a little bit of a skill set. He has the size, the basic abilities, block shooting, gap shooting, a little bit of short burst. So he's definitely someone that I'm looking forward to seeing where he ends up and how he ends up being used. Which player on here do you think was the best value? Not necessarily the best pick, but where they ended, like how far they ended up falling, being considered. Who do you think got the best value pick available? Carson will start
Arizona.
Here.
Oh, my fault.
Who'd you say, Braden?
Arizona.
Oh, Mayfield. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I do like that one. I, I'm gonna go with Josh Jackson because what he fall to 28.
Yeah.
That's way too low for me. I in my mock I have him at 23, which is also too low for me. I think he's a top 15 guy.
Okay, what do you like about him?
He's a ball hawk. He just finds a way to be around the ball all the time. He's not a great man guy. He's pretty good. He's really well in zone. And I notice he always gets his head around for the ball. And it's just he's not a great tackler, but I like the corners to be good tacklers, but hopefully the front seven can take care of that. But he's just great in coverage. 8 interceptions, led FBS, 2 pick sixes. I think he's a stud.
Nice. Braden, you said Mayfield?
Yes.
Why so?
You get the best quarterback in the draft. You get the best quarterback in the draft and a top 5 player at 15. It's a very good. I think it's a good value. I think it's a very good value pick. Could possibly be the best player in the whole draft. You get him at the 15. That's a great pick.
Okay, so obvious question here, but what do you like about him so much?
He's a leader. He leads men. He's accurate. Sorry, again, slurring heavy right now. So my fault about that. He's accurate. His arm is underrated. He has mobility. He has mobility. I think his character concerns are blown out of proportion. Only like if he was a Josh Allen height, he would be the undisputed #1 player in the draft. That's my only flaw with. I mean, you'd like to see him improve maybe his pocket presence a little bit, but other than that, and his height, there's no real flaws with him.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rashawn Evans here. He was actually an option for me at 20. Though I think that linebacker is a little bit underrated as a need. I don't think we reached for a guy. And with price there, I had to go OL prior to not considering free agency. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. I actually think he's top 10, maybe even top 5 overall on my actual graded board. Not as a prospect value, but as far as out of 100 rating. Really, really good player. He's a 4-phase guy. Has the ability to run support, man cover, zone cover, pass rush, which is really, really valuable at the linebacker spot. And him ending up in New Orleans would just be a big time playmaker for that front seven. So yeah, definitely someone I'm not really expecting to go as high as he probably should. But will probably be one of the best players in the draft. On the other hand, is there anyone that, we guess we kind of already discussed someone who went too high. Is there anyone here that you thought maybe wasn't really the best value? I won't say overrated, because we already talked about that a little bit, but someone who you think went a little higher than they should given your grade?
Probably Derwin James.
Wow, okay. Why so?
I think he's a strong safety exclusively, and I think he's not the best. To be honest, he's not the best value with the Woka there. I mean, strong safety. I don't really like him as a corner. I don't think a hybrid player is worth the top 10, a top 12 player. Excuse me.
Huh, okay.
So do you think Minka's worth the top 10?
I don't think he's a hybrid player though. I think he's a safety.
All right.
Oh, so you want to put him at nickel?
But even as a safety, no, I don't really think he's a top 10 player.
All right.
Huh, okay. Carson?
I'm gonna go with Calvin Ridley.
Why so?
I don't see top 10 player. Like number 8, that's where I think he'll go. But I'm just he's not a top 10 player. I could also say Minka. I don't think we had Minka going 7, 4, 7.
7.
So that's not too bad. But I think he's more of a top 15 guy and not like a top 5 like most people see him. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Calvin Ridley. I mean, he's the best receiver in the draft, but he's not a top 10 guy. He's more of a mid to late first round guy.
I think the one thing that's interesting about receivers is, especially given what happened last year, they'll probably be overvalued a bit. Given that Williams, Davis, and Ross were all top 10 picks last year, I think it was. It might have even been higher than that. There's a decent chance that we see some receivers go a little bit higher again this year, uh, just as a general trend. On the flip side, uh, I'm going to go a little bit off the radar here. I'm sure if you guys saw our video or know me from LDT, you probably have an idea where I'm going to go with this. But I really don't like Saquon as a top 5 or top 10 guy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if well, of course he's going to blow up the combine and that'll really help. But he honestly probably should be going in the teens at most. And I would pass on him at 20 if he fell. Quite a hot take, but I just don't really believe in him. He just reminds me so much of what I don't like about Lions running backs, and I don't think he's doing. I think he might be doing for success if he doesn't get the right situation. If he ends up in like New York, just blech. If he ends up in Tampa, same thing, just blech. There are so many places he could go where he's just gonna fizzle out. Yeah, I think that we're pretty much set here, unless you guys have any final thoughts. Carson, anything you'd like to throw out there? Summarize and
Well, I'd like to counter Braden's argument with Derwin James and some. I actually right now I have Derwin James as a top 5 player on my board. I mean, that could change, obviously, but I'm just a big fan of him. I love the versatility from him. He's a great tackler. And I really like him. I mean, there's a lot to like about him. I know he had that injury, but he seems to be fine. And then, kind of like a Josh Jones from NC State last year.
ooh, okay.
But obviously a lot better. But he's kind of one of those type guys that you could possibly move to outside linebacker if you needed it to. I think he's more versatile than Minka, because I don't see Minka as a corner at all. Just like
I'll agree with that.
Slot
I
corner.
think he is more versatile than Minka. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Carson, on that one. I actually like Derwin as a top 10 guy. I don't think he goes top 10 because of safety. But I wouldn't be surprised if Minka fell a little bit further because DB, like we saw with Marshawn last year, maybe Minka ends up going 12 and Derwin ends up falling into the teens. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I think both of those guys will go a little bit lower than they probably should. Brain, your final thoughts?
No, yeah, Mike. I'll agree with Carson that Darwin is more versatile than Minka. I don't think either are worth the top 10 pick. I think probably both are worth mid-teens. But yeah, I agree that Derwin is more versatile.
Interesting. So, one more question for each of you guys before we wrap this one up. What one player who's available in this mock would you guys be most disappointed with your team's taking? So in this case, Denver for Braden, and Buffalo for Carson. Braden, we'll start with you.
Would I be most disappointed in us taking?
Yeah, will you be most disappointed with the Broncos taking? And if the draft fell this way.
Assuming we get Kirk, anybody not named Quentin Nelson.
Okay, a little bit more specific.
Okay, Connor Williams. Oh, well, linebacker, Marcus Davenport. I've heard rumors he may go top 5. We may take him. Marcus Davenport would be one I'd be against.
Okay,
Any
so
second.
so we'll just start with that. Why don't you want Davenport at 5?
Because he is a 3. Because he's a standing. Because he would go. He is a 3-4 outside linebacker. That is possibly our strongest position on the team, since Khalid is probably going to be gone. Other than corner, outside linebackers are our strongest position on the team. So it would make absolutely zero sense after having one of the worst seasons in franchise history to take a player that's one of the that plays one of the strongest positions on the team.
So what would you think about Maker or Derwin at 5?
Huh? Sorry.
What would you think about Maker or Derwin at 5?
At 5, I'd be against it just because we may not need. To be honest, I'd rather take Derwin because he's a strong safety, so he would fit the team better. If we were to take one of them, I'd rather take Derwin James. But to be honest, again, anybody but Quentin Nelson if we get a quarterback. If we get Kirk Cousins, anybody other than Quentin Nelson if the draft fell like that, and I would be disappointed.
And then if you guys didn't get Cousins, anyone other than Baker and Nelson?
Yes. Okay, anyone but Rosen, basically anybody but one of the top 3 quarterbacks for Nelson, and I would be disappointed. So we're gonna end up with one of them.
Okay. Carson and you, Buffalo.
Honestly, I think it'd be actually one of the guys I picked for this team. Daron Payne, I would be super disappointed. Just, I do not think he's worth a first rounder, even though I think if the Bills did take him, I think he could actually be a good fit there, but I just don't like him, so I don't like seeing him being picked. Like, if the draft fell this way, I'd much rather see Lamar and Josh Jackson be in the pits, even though just spent a first on Tre'Davious White last year. E.J. Gaines is probably gone, so need more corner depth. And just imagine Josh Jackson and Tre'Davious White. It'd be set at corner for close to 10 years.
And if you took Isaiah Oliver, you'd be even more set.
Hey, I like Oliver. He's my second best corner. I can't put him above Josh Jackson.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit interesting what with Payne over Ward. So why did you do that exactly? Why would you go with Payne over Ward, knowing that there is a possible needed corner that they could go with?
Because the need at defensive tackle was so much bigger than corner. Just like Kyle Williams is the only decent defensive tackle on the team. He may retire. The other starter is Adolphus Washington. He is garbage. Just the need for defensive tackle is big. And
weren't you gonna take Dak Prescott, but Adolphus Washington fell to you?
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah. That was a thing. Dak was going to be the 3rd round pick, but we had a second on Adolphus. So when he fell, it took Adolphus freaking Washington, who got already arrested and stuff. And he sucks. And they actually started him over Darius. I wasn't a Darius fan either, but Washington was the starter over Darius.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you guys adjust defensive tackle in free agency and don't need one going into the draft for some reason, then who would you take there at 22?
Well,
Ward?
I have a strong feeling Starlu Tutule will be a Bill next year. But even if he is signed, defense tackle round 1, still. And then, unless Kyle Williams comes back. If Kyle Williams comes back and it's Starlo Tutulite, I say defense tackle round 2 and go corner. Unless EJ Daines comes back. If EJ Daines comes back, then you go back to defensive tackle in round 1.
Okay, so you could go with 3
Jesus,
defensive
just take
tackles.
somebody.
You could go
So,
with defensive
defensive
tackles, like 3 defensive tackles and 2 corners before anything else.
well, let's see. Yeah, defensive tackle. Obviously, quarterback's the biggest need, but then
Okay.
defensive tackle. Defense tackles 2, corner 3. Actually, yeah, I'll go with corner 3. Receiver 4, and
Okay,
linebacker 5.
So what receiver will you have wanted there?
At 21, 22?
Yeah, 22.
None of them. Ridley would be the best choice, but I don't want him either. I'd rather have a linebacker there at 22, like Rashaan Evans.
Nice.
Actually, linebacker is actually probably a bigger need ahead of receiver and possibly corner if Daines comes back. Because, Preston Brown, he needs to be back, but there's a possibility he's not. Lorenzo's old, and Matt Milano's good, but he's not starting caliber.
Yeah, I was a fan of his last year, actually.
Yeah, he played good this year. He took that job from Humber, and he did a good job on special teams too.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I think that I was talking about him in the group with you guys last draft. It was when he was outlining for Detroit, actually. So, yeah, as for me, Josh Jackson is my pick for a guy I don't not want at 20 at all. I really hate us taking another corner early, especially considering how good Tease was at the end of last year. There is absolutely zero reason why we are going with the corner in round 1. We could go with a corner, like a nickel guy, later on if we don't like Agnew there. But even then, Quandre Diggs was the 3rd best nickel according to Bleacher Report last year. Tease Tabor absolutely shut down Mike Evans at the end of the year. Played fantastic in the Green Bay and Cincinnati games. Just giving us a corner in the first is not something that Quinn would do at all. I think both. Yeah, I just do not see the fit, especially in a scheme that relies on tackling cornerbacks and cornerbacks who can run support. That is not Josh Jackson or Isaiah Oliver. If we're going with the corner, it would be Denzel Ward or possibly Jair, because he can man well. So yeah. With that, I think we're pretty much done. I've said this like 5 times, but yeah, guys. Thanks for coming in and doing this. And yeah, hope you guys like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.